Hello everyone, welcome to the Bets.net Challenger Series. The name's Sir Daddy, and we're going to be taking a look at AVANGAR versus Spirit. Spirit, as you might have seen the previous matchup, were able to win against Space Jam. And yes, now we're going to be taking a look at Inferno. Team Spirit have actually purchased up a decent amount of utility here. Sotfake and Daft Ghost, the ones carrying said utility. They're not going to be trying to go for early engagements as of yet. Demasig is the one trying to press the issue. He's not finding the most amount of success. And to be honest, if you're Demasig, probably consider backing away. Especially with getting that frag. Now you must back away. Overall, for Team Spirit, they end up losing one of their players. But the good thing is that they still can rely on the utility that they have here in the hands of Daft Ghost and the hands of Sotfik. If they do wish to, they can still continue on making an execute on one of the sites. Surely, that's probably the best route to take. Trying to go for a default setup is, well, doesn't make a lot of sense. If you end up losing another aim duel, the round could be pretty much over for you. So consider right about now trying to go for this sort of execute play. Saw one of the smokes being deployed. It looks like Team Spirit will just continue on pressing forward on this A side. The good thing for Spirit, there are only two defenders here, so they should find some success here. Daft Ghost will be dropping there, but Dima, you check the positioning of Krisen. His teammates still do a pretty good job. They're going to be able to enter the site, plant the bomb. That is not an issue for Team Spirit. AVANGAR, they shall continue on with the retake. It should be quite a good retake, but they don't really like the positioning of the two players on the side. Yes, Sotfik, get to the pit. That's a much better spot to be in. Dima's spot is quite good. Coldy, somebody like Dima should have taken the headshot angle, but now Coldy's going to have to be the one. Dima gets one, and in fact, Dima gets three in the round. But yeah, that will be the round for AVANGAR, as it looked solid. It looked very solid for the AVANGAR guys, even though at the very end they had only two guys towards the A-bomb side. Even if they end up dropping one of their players, the retake is still very much possible. And obviously, for Team AVANGAR, they obviously go for the investment, as that's the team that did win the first pistol round. The one question for me is, though, Spirit, this is quite the unconventional buy. Pretty much the way they probably should have gone. It's just ego this one out. They have planted the bomb, so they're able to get AK-47s on the upcoming round. But they're playing on the fact that that is so common right now in Counter-Strike. They're expecting AVANGAR to maybe make mistake, or maybe purchase up something like free SMG players, maybe try to rush down something like Middle or Banana and try to punish the guys. But AVANGAR are playing this one smart. They're not going for early engagements. They're back here on the default. They themselves gonna allow Team Spirit to be the aggressors. And even then, if they do, I don't know if Team Spirit's 4 SMGs and 1 Deagle gonna be able to do much. That's a bit of a problem for them, isn't it? Demon, some Dayang still got some of those smokes remaining, obviously. One for CT, one for Coffins. That should be good enough. The flash will pop in. Buster already trying to take the fight because he's expecting them to be on a eco, and that is mistake. That is quite the big mistake now made from AVANGAR. Suddenly the round becomes very possible. James, though, doing quite a bit of damage. Gotta kill Daft Ghost in the end, meaning the round is still quite doable for AVANGAR, but Coldy, this frag is everything as he kills Crazy and Jame and Demasig. Now on a very difficult task ahead of them. Gonna try to clear the angles this one out. There we go. There we go. That's very good for AVANGAR. They know the positioning of Coldy. He's somewhere towards Banana. One guy just gotta look on towards Banana. He's not peeking. Okay. Coldy's not even gonna peek it, in fact. He's gonna continue on holding there. Gonna hold on to UMP. Oddly enough. Okay. Probably should have considered even trying to take the fight, but that's the thing, you know, the fight could have actually worked out there for Team Spirit, because They are looking towards Banana on the right side. He was on the left side, so that was a possibility for Coldy to actually get a frag. That looked very doable for him. But he doesn't. And at the same time, his team, honestly, their investment is looking quite good here. Take a look at what they've purchased. Again, another bomb plant comes in, and there we go. Finally does happen. Now AVANGAR anticipating Team Spirit to be on a full-on eco. They notice, oh, okay, they've got Galils. Maybe this round is not going to be as easy as it probably was supposed to. For AVANGAR right now, they're going to have to be very careful. Krisen, though, is actually going for the opposite. He's going for trying to take the fights. He's quite successful. But that success is limited maybe for the Krisen. Not so much for James as he kills one more player. I would honestly love to see from Team Spirit again try to just regroup and try to hit the site. That worked well. That worked really well for them on the second round. It could have probably worked out here as well. Especially with that initial frag they were able to get, killing Demastic in the process, but now the round is just falling apart as the AVANGAR players are challenging Team Spirit one by one, and oddly enough, AVANGAR, they're somehow coming out on top. Buster in Mexico. How does he even get there, to be honest? That is absolutely insane. Now Sotfik, like, oh, okay. I want to say, what can Sotfik do at this point? Well, he can go towards B. He can go towards B, plant the bomb, put himself in a post-plant scenario. This does mean yet again the money is going to be there for Team Spirit, but Sotfik's run finally runs out. That was an odd round. I must admit, that was an odd round from the AVANGAR guys. Team Spirit, they do get lucky. And I'm quite surprised they're not able to capitalize off that opening they got. With the death from Demastic, suddenly Team Spirit, they can continue on playing their sort of default. That's still a possibility, but keep in mind of places like Banana. Don't concentrate anything towards the apps once someone like Krisian is able to get a frag. Just didn't look like some of the Team Spirit players were prepped up like we saw, especially I think it was Buster who pushed up all the way through Banana. He killed one guy in second mid, then goes towards Mexico, kills another guy, and all in all that was quite a horrid round for Team Spirit. Maybe going for the straight up execute would have made sense, but now they're gonna do so on the pistols as they're rushing through. They're making swift progress here. Krisen's gonna drop dead. And now AVANGAR suddenly this retake becomes a whole lot harder as all players will pretty much come from the same angle. I'm pretty sure someone has to go for the wraparound through not only archway but also through short. It does look though that's gonna be the case, but they're gonna have to clear them down. That's not gonna be that easy. Coldy, oh man, his position is key. There's no way in the world AVANGAR will expect him to be here. Buster, you know, he's making swift progress, but now Coldy, he's gonna peek in, but Buster still gets the frag. This is still quite doable here for the AVANGAR players. Buster gets one more, could go for more as he swings out with the AK. Knows the positioning of Sotfik, he's gonna get him, and also Jane will time in on the kill on Daft Ghost, and there's plenty of time to defuse the bomb. That is so weird. It is so weird to see a player like Coldy not... I was expecting Coldy to be the one to clinch that round for his team. You know, he is the linchpin. Coldy was supposed to kill both of the guys towards short, and that's it. AVANGAR, they win the round because of it. But it doesn't kill the crucial guy. It doesn't kill Buster. It's able to come out huge for the squad. Nay, not the most effective one out there. Dima, in fact, only loses 15 points of health. So I'll claim that Nay not being effective. It did look like... Yes, it did look like the A players want to try to go for a boost. Krisen and Demastic, but probably not going to be going for said boost. And AVANGAR played this one quite passively. Towards Banana, we're seeing some movement from, I believe, Dima as well, but the exchange of bullets forces out AVANGAR in retreat. They're not gonna take Banana. They will leave one player Buster alone there, which is, I think, yeah, with that nade coming in, Buster has to retreat, and probably his teammate has to get back towards B because of the lack of intel. That's sometimes always the problem we're saying. Once you leave that one guy towards the B side, if he's not playing, he's playing at a very passive angle, and the hit comes in, the rotate will be very late. If the one guy towards Banana is playing a bit more aggressive from the CD side, if he ends up dying, then the rotate will be a bit quicker from the CTs. But at that point in time, the Ts will have the site. So it's a double-edged sword in that scenario, and it's very nice to see that now that AVANGAR, they will continue on playing passively on the B side. But at least there are going to be two defenders. Flashes coming in. I do think there's a smoke that actually block off someone like Quicker or Molotov. It does come in. It's a bit too late though. Buster is here. The flash is very ineffective from one of his teammates. And Buster still holds the angle towards the first oranges, and they're just getting gunned down. Taco's gonna drop dead. And that's a 5-0 for AVANGAR. That's cool. That's very cool. I would love to see maybe Team Spirit. Maybe try to test out towards the A side. I do understand why they go towards B, because if you do remember, on that second round they found a decent amount of success, Team Spirit, but it doesn't look like AVANGAR can be able to be pushed over that easily. They are the better team, arguably, in this matchup. He's coming in from all sides, not only from the mid portion of the map, but also from Banana. The fact there are free players from the AVANGAR side here towards Banana, you expect them to take Banana control as soon as possible. They will do so, but they don't check for Dima. And Dima, no, Buster, why does he peek in? Even though he does go for the peek, Dimasik is here for the refrag, but that's costly. That's very costly for AVANGAR. And that's the thing. Two players die from both sides, and arguably Team Spirit is in the lead in this scenario, free versus free. And that's also problematic that even though they had free players towards the Banana, the CTs, they haven't been able to secure Banana control. Surely, if those trades do end up happening and you end up securing something like Banana, that's actually quite decent trade overall. But now they're going to have to put a lot of faith in, I do believe, Jame with the sniper rifle. Yes. He will hold a bit of a more, a longer angle, which is quite good. Going to have a bit more vision. And so, as Spirit making the play towards the A side, he may not rotate just yet. In fact, he will consider rotating all the way from Banana towards the middle. This could be huge from Jame, but now Christian is going to have to hold this one off as he is playing passively on the side. Jame is not going to try to give this one away. Christian drops something young, and suddenly the round becomes very doable for AVANGAR to win. Yes, Crimps. Dafkos used to play for Flipside. I think there's that clip, that Twitch clip where Flipside makes it to the playoffs of ESL Cologne 2016. And I think Dafkos is the player that falls off stage while it's walking on it, something like that. I'm pretty sure it's the Dafkos that ends up falling. If you do some digging around, there's definitely a clip of it confirming that Dafkos used to play for Flipside back in the day. Right now we're seeing Team Spirit. They're actually going to try to go for this fast play here. It's kind of working out, but no more, as Buster and Quicker doing a very good job on the hold. They had some moderate success. They were able to kill Quicker, but that's about it apparently. That was a great way. That was a great way for AVANGAR to deter the Team Spirit players going for the push. Oh yeah, it was Shara. Yes, not Dafkos, it was Shara. Yeah, I remember. That was a weird situation with the Flipside substitution, because I think they still had Simple at the time, and Simple couldn't play in ESL events because of his sort of ban he had, because he called out Germans for being... Yeah, for something. I do remember he called out the Germans. Not quite sure for what, but probably for cheating. That's what I'd think about. And that's why they had the weird substitution problem. Anyhow, this game doesn't seem to have any problems. There was one. One of the AVANGAR players had a VAC authentication error. That's why the game was a bit later than expected. But it doesn't look like they have any problems just yet. They're having a very good job just holding off here to the CD side. But this is good. I do like it what Team Spirit is doing here. They're in fact going to try to get here as close as possible to the A side before committing the take. You saw them a couple of rounds trying to take the A side from second mid, but now they're going to be straight up here towards middle. And that push is going to be, I'd say, a bit more effective and maybe catch off something from AVANGAR off guard. But in fact, this is still quite good. It doesn't look like Team Spirit will continue on with the push on this A side. In fact, because they sort of showed off some presence there, AVANGAR is even scared to even check out if there are any more players left there. But, oh, this is weird. This is weird. 10 seconds on the clock. Team Spirit will try to make their move, but there's very little time to even plant the bomb. And AVANGAR, this hold works out perfectly for them. I honestly have no idea what happened there, but I was thinking that Team Spirit, that's the whole plan of it, right? That's the whole plan. You go out there with the boys, you take up mid control, you show that you have presence down in middle, and as there's only 20 seconds on the clock, you consider going towards the B bomb side with the bomb. That is what AVANGAR thought as well. You know, they were thinking, well, it's probably gonna have to be an A side hit. There's what, 30 or so seconds on the clock. Team Spirit is able to take up mid control. They don't even check it. That's the thing. AVANGAR doesn't even check if there's anyone towards middle. They're expecting it to be an obvious hit. And it does happen at the end, and Team Spirit get absolutely shut down, destroyed. And even they take out a timeout. I mean, that round didn't work out for Spirit at all. And also, like, they left themselves very little time to work with. Yes, it does look like Team Spirit are the guys that took the time out trying to discuss things. Like, not to say their team set has been dreadful, it's just some of the decision making has been quite off, I'd say. It did look like on paper they have some good ideas, but when it comes down to committing to the play, actually executing, that is where Team Spirit just falls flat on its face. They still had some relatively close, say, entries on the B side in the scenario where, for say, Team Spirit on, I think they had pistols in that round. They were on a partial buy, and they had some of those players on the armors and pistols. If they're able to kill, like, the second B bombs to defenders, suddenly that round becomes somewhat doable for Team Spirit, but... oh, poor Sotfig. Poor Sotfig gets caught out. While it's reloading, Prison though is not going to make the same mistake. In fact, he's going to hold his ground, hold mouse 1, and obliterate the guys there. Oh, careful. Gotta be careful if you're Buster. The 1 deke is devastating. And I would love to see maybe Dafkos and Dima just maybe try to stick it through, just push on, get through, and maybe accomplish something, because these one-on-one engagements are horrible. Like, Spirit, you're not going to be able to accomplish anything like that. Sometimes, yes, it's possible, but so far, so good for AVANGAR. Even Christian somehow is able to survive an apps, even though there was, I think, no, you can't really say that was a double peak. Because even though the players were relatively close by one another, they still went on to peak Christian one by one. In a world where that's actually a proper double peak, I can actually see Team Spirit punishing Christian, but we're not seeing it, are we? You know, we'd love to see some of the more teamwork, team cohesion from Team Spirit, like working in this sort of buddy system where you have 2 guys clearing out one part of the map, the other 2 for, say, a different part of the map, and just working out there together. That would be quite cool to see. The nades actually do a lot of damage on somebody like Jane. Him being the opera, that doesn't make a lot of difference, I'd say. Christian, okay. This looks like Tristan actually gets tagged out. It's so annoying when, for say, you're a CT player and you're going up the halls. You're going up the halls and there's that one terrorist player from the bridge shooting up you. And you actually get killed in the process. That's very dissatisfying. Tristan, he wasn't thinking about pushing. Then at the latter stage of the round, he decided, well, I might try to go to peek out, and then boom, gets the dink. Instantly backs away. Yeah. Consider backing away. You're able to survive it, you're alive, Chrism. That is quite the saving grace. It does seem like Team Spirit, they're actually going to try to take mid control, and with that mid presence, I do think this time they shall commit the A site. Or no. In fact, no, they're going to go for the willy-nilly play. Again, they're going to show off some presence towards the mid part of the map, but at least they got a plan, right? They got a plan on how they want to approach the round Team Spirit. They take up mid presence. They see that, well, mid presence is been taken, but we're gonna try to push the B side, and so far so good for Team Spirit. Well, got to clear out and Buster is able to get free. In fact, Samdayang is doing a very good job at it. And now look at Mr. Samdayang. He's gonna be able to plant the bomb, I think. No, he's not. No, he is not. 9-0 here for AVANGAR, and yeah, it's looking very good here for the Kazakhstani team. Buster. Man, Buster is a real Buster. Devastating, just holding down mouse one, wrecking the Team Spirit guys, and that's the thing, yo. I started talking like some sort of gangster. That's the thing, yo. He's the only guy on the side. He's down here in Cubby. He's alone. They still don't really check the side thoroughly, Team Spirit. And yet Buster, he gets the timing right, peeks out, no one's looking at him, and he's somehow able to kill 3 guys in that scenario. Absolutely insane and devastating for Team Spirit. But again, you know, that was a good plan. Overall, that was a pretty good plan for Team Spirit. They had something going for them. You know, they clear out middle, they take mid presence, and again, we saw a scenario where AVANGAR just didn't really want to check towards the middle. They were still blocked off by some of the smokes, and Team Spirit make the rotate back towards the B side. They throw out some of that utility, smoking off CT, smoking off the coffins right there. And when it comes down to clearing out the site, they still don't have enough time to actually clear out something like Dark. Buster gets the timing perfectly and obliterates the Spirit side. And if you might have actually noticed right about now, AVANGAR for the past couple of rounds have been putting, what, 4 guys on this A bomb site, you know, leaving it all up to Buster. They have a lot of faith in him, and obviously so. I mean, you look at the scoreboard, and he's absolutely devastating his opponents. Well, it looks like Team Spirit is gonna try to go for a similar play. I think if you're Buster, he's gonna try to peek in. He's gonna try to play, but maybe a bit overzealous, maybe a bit overconfidence for Buster. Wait, how many rounds? Yeah, there's 5 more rounds to be played here. AVANGAR is just swimming in money, and it does look like Team Spirit is about to pick up their first round. Quicker though is making some success. In fact, he's gonna kill 1. The flash is quite good. They don't peek in there. Another flash could maybe do the job, but no. Demastic dry peeks in, gets the frag. Samdayang, not a bad position from him. Gets 1. Dav goes with the refrag, as he's obviously got a very good crossfire set up. Quicker than James now. This is turning out to be quite the difficult round for the CTs, and it does look like Team Spirit got this one in the bag. Quicker though, yeah, he's gonna kill Davkos, but Quicker is gonna survive. Yes, he will. 7 points of health for him. Maybe gonna get the op of James, and not gonna get it in time. Well, at least Spirit is able to come back at some extent, or at least get into the game finally. It took them quite a while. It took them 10 rounds to lose to finally pick up 1 round, but it's better than nothing. I'll tell you that. There's still one big problem for Team Spirit is they don't have a lot of money, because the round that they did end up winning was only for 2 players. So if they end up losing this round, that's the thing. They could get economically reset. And when the first half is coming to a close like this, that's very scary for the T's. For the CTs, not so much, as these guys got so much money. Buster now, he actually changes things up with the op and actually tags down Sotvik. And arguably, Sotvik hasn't found a lot of success this game. But we said he got 1 kill, and the round Team Spirit was able to win. Was also the round Sotvik get that 1 frag. It does look like AVANGAR is going to be putting a bit more emphasis towards B. In fact, not only is there lonesome Buster there, but he's also got a teammate backing him up in the form of Quicker. But it doesn't even look like Buster needs the backup. He's just going to continue on holding this very aggressive angle. No one's really flashing him in there. Team Spirit were thinking, well, if he gets the frag, he probably backs away. No, that's not how Buster works. He throws in a spatter in the works. Well, he's finally going to drop dead. But for Quicker, trying to hold this one off is not going to be too difficult. 20 or so seconds on the clock. Team Spirit got barely any time to actually make their way back towards the A side, and something tells me they've got this one in the bag. AVANGAR. Demoncy gets the last frag, and look at this. Another round for AVANGAR, and this is what I talked about. If you take a look at the money situation for Team Spirit, it's looking very poor. They've got barely any money left, so to even out the money, they're gonna try to go for a force bite here. It's not looking good here. It's looking very bad for Team Spirit, but they're gonna try to make it work. Yeah, they're gonna try to make something work with this buy here. Well, Team Spirit got themselves something going. At least they've got themselves the armors as well as some of the utilities still remaining. But the way the players are positioning themselves, it looks like they're just going to try to explode on this A side. And you might think, well, that's not bad of a way to think and a way to approach this round. But again, the problem is that somebody like Buster's holding quite the aggressive angle and he's trying to find the intel. He sees no one's there, and Team Spirit, they might think, well, we should be able to maybe break on through the site, but that could be very big problem, as AVANGAR has got 4 CTs waiting, ready and waiting for this push to happen. And once it does happen, well, best of luck to Spirit to stay alive. For me, the question is, when will it happen? Because they're taking their sweet time, and the longer they take their time, Team Spirit should be very wary of any flanks or any flanking opportunities, and it doesn't look like those are going to be needed as the guys are able to clean up house here. Daft Ghost doesn't stay alive for too long, and that will be 12-1. Well, this game is turning out to be a big oof for Spirit. Only picking up 1 round, and now they're just gonna have to go for an eco. They shall go for the eco, so that maybe, just maybe, they could get themselves a 2nd round in here. And on this eco, I doubt they will be able to accomplish anything. Spraying on through quicker, not that bad at all. But what I would love to see, like, okay, Dima peeks on through by his lonesome. If you're going to die like that, why not have a teammate by your side, or maybe 2 of you guys can get a frag going, like we see right there. 4 guys rushing down, and I mean, they get at least 1 frag in that scenario, which isn't that bad. But just going out by your lonesome, it's not the best of decision, is it? Well, okay, Team Spirit, you got 1 last opportunity on the first half. Daft Ghost, in fact, will be having the sniper rifle. I think we've seen him had that gun in the earlier stages of the half, but I haven't seen much of him, though. He's still the main opera for the team, and not having a sniper rifle in your hands for most operas, that's It's very hard. It's very hard not to have the op in your hands when you know you're the opper. Dimasik actually kills Sotfix somehow. And there's Davkos finally gets a frag for his team. The refrag does come in, and suddenly Team Spirit still have an opportunity. What? What? Okay. Well, there goes the opportunity for Spirit. Both their players already die, and Sabda Young and Colty are the last two remaining. That's quite unlucky for the Team Spirit guys. Sabda Young and Colty. What more can he do? If you're Colty with Sabda Young, I think either Samdang is maybe gonna try to peek towards Banana and get a frag, but I would love to see him actually regroup with his teammate, but it doesn't look like that will be anytime possible. It's now Colty in Boiler. It's quite hot in here, Boiler with the Molotov, but as it does fade away, Colty will get the frag on Dimasik, and I think that's the end of the half here. 14-1 as Spirit get absolutely demolished by the AVANGAR players, and that's not good now, is it? 14-1. If you're Spirit, your best bet is winning the pistol round. You don't win it, and it's pretty much a rip for you guys. Okay, this is cool. This is actually quite cool. Davkos and Code gonna try to push up towards second mid, maybe get those early engagements going, but Dima gets gushed in the head. And it does look like... Okay, this is weird. Quicker tries to push on through. That's another dink on another player of the Spirit side. I mean, if you're... Oh man, if you're Jabe, you don't have to peek on there. I'm quite interested to know what is the game plan right now for Spirit. Because it looked like they were thinking it's going to be a full-on B push. So we saw the rotation happen, but now it's pretty much back on default. Samda Young's going to get obliterated by Buster. And Buster's making swift progress. You know, he's been hitting his shots here. Christian, though, gets two, in fact. And now Team Spirit. This is not looking good for them now, is it? Colty with Dima. Colty's going to kill Buster, as we did see him push on through the archway. For AVANGAR, they just don't have to peek at this point. Like, Christian can hold off to this off angle. The taps do come in the end. It will be 15-1, and Team Spirit, I mean, they still got one opportunity here. It'll be this force fight here, and if it's not gonna happen, then it's not gonna happen. Yep, it does look like AVANGAR gonna try to go for the swift finish here. Team Spirit, I did like the fact that they put 3 players towards B, but it doesn't look like that will matter for much longer. And oh, okay. The way AVANGAR is approaching this round, apparently they're gonna go back towards the A side, and of course Team Spirit, they don't have a lot of intel. They didn't even hear the players running away. So right now, Sofik might be looking towards, yeah, he's looking towards Apps. Now he has to look towards Long. Sees a lot of players coming his way, jumping on the van, and now that will be a good opening here for AVANGAR. And if you're Davkos, that is going to be quite hard for you, Davkos, to win this one. The 1 versus 3 is going to be quite difficult. Dimasik, quite low on HP, but... Yep, that's it. That's pretty much rip. 16-1 here for AVANGAR. Now I take a look at the odds and see, wow, they have been quite close now, haven't they? But AVANGAR just decimated their opponents, Team Spirit. And Team Spirit, I'd say they just haven't found their mojo. Some of their approaches on the rounds have been quite odd, but they honestly had a plan. You know, every single time they were approaching one of these rounds, they had a plan on how they want to do it. It's just that the execution and getting the kills, that didn't work out. Now it did for Team Spirit. the Best.net Challenger series is coming to a close, and it is coming to a close here today as well. We still have one more Best of One upcoming, so stay tuned for that, as we're going to be heading over to our very last Best of One of the day. A quick break will happen, and I do hope you guys are going to stay on tune, as we'll be right back with some more Counter-Strike action.